Welcome to Rock Solid Productions and our review of the PlayStation Classic Edition. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Gary here with Rock Solid Productions. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. I'm glad that you found us. Do me a favor, check out some of the other videos here on the channel if you like what you see here, including our unboxing of the PlayStation Classic, which you can find in the little annotation right up there, or it could be in the full write-up that you'll find down below. We'll have it in both places. Now, if you like what you see here, like what you see with our other videos that we have, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. That way, each and every time we do post something new, you're kept the most informed and up to date. The PlayStation Classic is here, and, well, not without controversy. So, the system comes looking exactly like the original PlayStation did back in the mid to early 90s. It comes preloaded with 20 games, and you can actually load more into that. But that's the subject for a different video. Now, what we're going to do on this, again, if you want to see how it comes out of the box, the features and everything, we'll have that linked up in that annotation or down below in the more info section. This is going to be all about the gameplay. Is this a system for you? It's hard to say. One thing of note on here is in my original unboxing, I had actually thought that the connector at the end of the controller, and it does come with two controllers, was a proprietary Sony port. It's not. It's USB, which is really cool. And by that, so I have one of the controllers here, I have the other controller here, and I have another controller here that's also working with the PlayStation Classic Edition. Now, one thing of note, at least initially on here, is the controller cable is ridiculously short. You can use a USB extension if you want. And that is one of the nice things about Sony going USB, is you can pick up extensions cheap at your local Best Buy, Walmart, Amazon. I'll have a link down below if you need one or two of them, where you can go ahead and pick one of those up. Enough talk, let's get to the gameplay. So we are going to start out with the original PlayStation Classic controller on here, and when you first fire the machine up, it's going to ask you what language you want. We're going to go with English for the US. Here's the basic layout of the buttons. The reset button will quit the game that you're in and take you back to the home menu. Power button, that's obvious. And the open button, that will allow you to change discs on multi-disc games. It's weird that they separated the ROMs out like that. Okay, we're good. See important health and safety warnings in the settings menu. So 20 games comes with it, and what you get is Battle Arena Toshinden, Cool Borders 2, Destruction Derby, Final Fantasy VII, Grand Theft Auto, Intelligent Cube, Jumping Flash, Metal Gear Solid, Mr. Driller, Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, Rayman, Resident Evil The Director's Cut, Revelations Persona, Ridge Racer Type 4, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, easy for me to say, Siphon Filter, Tekken 3, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, Twisted Metal, and Wild Arms. And we're just going to go through these one by one. Some of the other things, you can go through the settings. There's a screensaver you can turn on and off if you want to. Language, power save settings. You can turn that on and off, where it'll turn the system off after 60 minutes of sitting there. Restore the default settings. Initialize, which basically just wipes it out. If you're going to sell it or something, you would initialize. Legal notice, that's everything that you have on there. Guides, you can basically see the product website or go to the console button guide. You can check the memory card to see, how much storage you have. There's only one location, I believe, per game, and then resume point, so it does have save states. Let's start with Battle Arena Toshinden. And the interesting about this game for me is the fact it's from Takara, who, sorry, a little loud there, probably got a little bit of an echo. So Takara created the Transformers to begin with. It was actually a joint effort between Takara and Hasbro, where Hasbro brought in the Takara line of Micro Man, or whatever they were called. There were two different... Anyways, it's Takara made the Transformers. So one thing I'll say first and foremost is that while this is coming through HDMI, the graphics during this era have not aged well. the Nintendo 64 is a perfect example of a system that the graphics did not age well. Now, I know nothing about this game. We'll play as Duke. He's got a sword. Duke versus Rungo. I think it's interesting they still have the load screens and everything in here. Looks like this is a, I would say, a very similar to like Virtua Fighter. Now, I will say too, out of the games on the PlayStation Classic, I played exactly 0 before I bought this system. There's not a single game in here that I had previously owned back in the day. This, I mean, looks crisp, it looks clean. So LNR just caused you to roll out of the way, and he killed me there. Now, the one thing at this point, there's no button press combination on the controller, just like the NES Classic and just like the NES Classic. I can't get back to the home screen from within the game, so I have to actually get up, hit the reset button to switch games. Now, at this point, we're also going to switch controllers as well, and I have a couple of different options. One of the ones that I really want to see if it works is my PlayStation 4 controller. But you're like, this is wireless. How are you going to make it work? Well, I will tell you what you can do here is, with a micro USB cable there, USB here, we're going to plug it in and see if we can make this work. Let's check it out. So now, having reset the system, check that out, buddy. The analog sticks work too. Holy cow. So let's try Cool Borders. Oh no! The buttons don't work. Damn it! Oh, that was so good for a second. Oh! The X, triangle, circle, square buttons don't work. Wah, 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 wah. Well, we're still going to try the NVIDIA Shield TV controller next. So you can see here, nothing's working on screen. But if you look where Twisted Metal is right now, interesting thing, you notice the mouse cursor? It's interesting. So now we're going to try the SN30 Pro from 8-Bit Do. So the light bar is still scanning on here. It's not doing anything on here. I have no control whatsoever, but it's not prompting me to plug in a controller, which is interesting. All right, the last one that we're going to try here is I'm going to plug in the Mega Man Dual Link controller from Retrobit. And this controller here, what's cool about it is it has both a Super NES and a USB type connection on it. And it's shaped like the Super NES controller, which, I mean, that's what this was shaped like, was a Super NES controller. So let's check it out. So again, it's interesting that I've got that mouse cursor where Twisted Metals is. Hey, that's looking good. ABXY does not do anything, however. So it looks like the only thing you can use with the PlayStation Classic is the original controller at this time. That's a bummer, at least out of what I have here. So I don't know if you can utilize a USB PlayStation controller, a knockoff that basically replicates that, but it doesn't look like anything else is recognized. And there, we're plugged back in. We'll try Cool Borders now. Now, this is one of the games that it's actually a PAL game. If you saw, it said PlayStation Europe on it, which is a bit of a disappointment. And there you can really clearly see that mouse pointer that was up there. So this is a good game, at least looking in those menus, where you can see not only that, yeah, it looks okay for coming through HDMI, but these graphics just did not age well. Well, I tried to do a trick there, and as you saw, I suck at it. This is also, like I say, one of the games that it is a PAL game. So it's actually running at 50 instead of 60 hertz. Lower right-hand corner, you can even see the speed is in kilometers per hour. Okay, where we got to go here. So, I mean, this is, not a great game. I'm just surprised that this is what they decided to throw in here. Oof. Oof. As you get heckled from the announcer. Now that we've exited out of the game, you can see it has a resume point there if I'd want to go back. I don't want to. Let's go to Destruction Derby. One of two racing games. Again, this is a PAL game, you can see, SCE Europe. One thing I will say I am pretty disappointed in is the load times on the games. They actually take if they wanted to recreate the experience of you playing the disc game, they did a damn good job. It's interesting, one of the things in this game is it has just a single system, or there was the capability of hooking two PlayStations together back in the day and doing local racing. Let's see, Speedway, and some of the other options we have out there. Crossover, Ocean Drive, Cactus Creek, City Heat, or the Speedway. We're going to go to the Crossover. And let's see. Wreckin' Racing, Stock Car Racing, Destruction Derby, or Time Trials. We're going to do Destruction Derby. And we're going to do Race Practice. And we're going to go. So it actually changed our track on us. So we're in the bowl versus doing the figure eight. And you can see the arrows. Oh, that guy was trying to take me out there. The arrows indicating on the side of my car the damage that I've been taking. But here you can just see how grainy and pixelated and everything this game looks. It's, you know, the Super NES, and the NES Classic Editions, those games still look good today. At least for what they are. This generation of gaming did not age well. I'm just about toast here. As you can see, I've got my hood and everything is buckled up pretty good. I can barely steer. So I've got flashing on either of the front wheels. And for that, my race is now over. I've killed my car with that last move. It's okay. I just feel like the play control isn't very good, but that has nothing to do with the system. That's the game. So Final Fantasy VII, not a game that I ever have played. I'm not a role-playing game fan. Now this one is the US ROM, so that's cool. Now one thing I've noticed too on some games versus others, the crispness of the fonts, and I know it sounds like a weird thing, but like that font looked really, really crisp on screen. The Squaresoft logo looks a little bit more blurry, so what are we going to wind up with? Now again, this is something that is more based on the system than anything else, but it's weird to me that circle is the let's move ahead or OK or select button more so than the X button. And there's no way to skip this cinematic, is there? All I want to do is skip past. I want to get... It's one of the reasons why RPGs drive me nuts. I just want to get into the game. So you use X plus whatever to run. Okay. Just give me the option to fight these guys. Why? See, turn-based combat just drives me nuts. And then you have stuff like that where you miss. It's like, come on. Well, that's Final Fantasy VII. That's about all you guys are going to see me play of this because I can't stand turn-based RPGs. I just can't. Looks good, sounds good. If you liked Final Fantasy VII to begin with, I think you'll like this one here. Just not my cup of tea. Moving on. So interesting thing, I've never actually played any of the GTA games. Not a single one. It just hasn't been something that has interested me. But the original is here on the system. And it is, again, a European ROM that's loaded to the system. Answer the South Park phones to get jobs. Keep your eyes open for opportunities. Remember, you mess up, we mess you up. Okay? So... oh, this is like Resident Evil. Left and right spins you, forward and backward. No, you have to use... oh, that's terrible. Alright, so... the D-pad changes which way you're walking. Alright, so there's the gas. I've stolen my first car, okay. Wow, this play control is terrible. But again, this has nothing to do with the system. This is the original game. Ha! Just got called an a-hole. My God, this is Breath of the Wild. All you do is walk. Alright, so here's the phones, huh? Oh, it was cool how I was able to jump in the car. Seriously, this is what the original Grand Theft Auto was? Well, deliver the first car, okay. I can't, this is so bad. This is terrible. We're going to quit and go back to the main menu and choose something else. So far, a number of games in, I'm really regretting my purchase. It has nothing to do, like, the controller is decent. It doesn't feel substantial, I'll tell you that right now. I kind of mentioned that in the unboxing too, where it feels extremely lightweight. There's not much to it. I like the aesthetics of the system. But it's about the games, and the games are just not good so far. Now, I've never played Intelligent Cube, so I have no idea what to expect here. Well, I'm not doing very well at this. Is it the green cubes I've got to do? I'm confused. I don't get what I'm supposed to do here. So does it have to go through a full rotation? I have no idea what I'm doing here. We're going to move on. I'm obviously not intelligent enough for Intelligent Cube. Now, Jumping Flash is a little bit of a different game. I've played this one a little bit before. I was expecting like a Twinbee kind of game. And I don't know if that's just because of the way the characters looked on the splash or what. But it's not. Again, European title, so it is a PAL game. So we're going to go to stage 1. And the best way I can describe this is you're a rabbit robot, kind of like a mech warrior kind of thing. And you can blow up different things. And if you use the L and R trigger, you can actually pan and tilt your mech or your whatever you have, whatever you want to call it. B is a bomb. There we go. We got some goodies here to pick up. And you basically have digital carrots to pick up as you are trying to get around and destroy different enemies. So there you can see how you can jump up, and I guess they're calling them jet pods. I always thought they looked like carrots. Dang it, I missed my jump there. But I think it's weird how it changes the perspective on you as you are actually in the air. But this one's okay. Like I say, not one that I've really played a whole lot ahead of time. I did play a little bit of it. Now, one thing that I think some people might be, kind of hard pressed to believe, I've never played any of the Metal Gear games. I had just never really been into the series, or it just didn't seem of much interest to me, but this was actually one of the games I was looking forward to trying out. And we'll see here real quick how it looks. I'm going to be terrible at it. I'm going to let you know that right now. This doesn't look bad. So let's check the controls. Crouch, punch. Or I can look around as triangle. No item. Hey, there's something down there. Oh, got a ration. Okay. Alright, so there's an enemy there. And I know this has got to be frustrating for people who are big fans of the series and of these games and whatnot, but the fact I never played them. Okay, I gotta hide from these guys. Oh, not good. I completely didn't see him. The elevator's not here. How do I activate the elevator? Oh, he's like right there. There's the elevator, okay. There's someone in the elevator right now that I gotta wait till they get out. So you play this game as much by watching the map in the upper right hand corner than anything else. That's odd. I don't think graphically this looks bad. It's one of those I definitely want to play more of. I've heard it's a great series. Next up is Mr. Driller. And this is interesting. It reminds me of if someone were to have taken the level in Doki Doki Panic and Super Mario Bros. 2 where you're digging through the sand and made a game out of it. That looks really blurry. Oh my god, it's Stewie. Does anyone else see that? That's Stewie. Survival mode, arcade mode. We'll just try arcade mode. We'll try the 2,500 foot challenge first because I've not done very well at this. That was close. So basically like I say, it kind of reminds me of a combination of Dig Dug meets that level from Super Mario Bros. 2. It's a fun puzzler. I've enjoyed playing it so far. I just don't like the idea of getting squished possibly. Oh, and there you can see the box drop down on me. I was 280 feet down. Can there be one game on here that isn't terrible? Can Rayman save the day? So jump is X, fist is square, action is 0. Or circle, I mean. So I'm just using 3 buttons. Gotcha. This actually looks good. It's colorful. It's an action platformer. I may have found a diamond in the rough here. Look at all the little sprites and everything. They're so happy. They're like, we get to be the good game on the PlayStation Classic Edition. Alright, finally a good game on this system. At least one that, holy crap, there's a lot of enemies on screen right now. Okay, Rayman's pretty good. I wish that he ran. Oh, and like that, we're dead. Okay, Rayman, pretty good. I'm digging it. So in the end, do I think you should buy a PlayStation Classic Edition? And I think you need to answer that for yourself in so much as, are the preloaded games worth it to you? For me, they weren't. If I didn't have this channel, I probably would not have bought one. If the lineup of games is what you enjoy playing, it's a great value. 20 games for $100, you're paying $5 a game. Plus you do get, while they don't feel very substantial, these are accurate recreations of the Sony PlayStation controllers. They feel decent. They're very lightweight in the hand. You get a great looking console here, but by and large, for me, the biggest thing that I can say to summarize what this system is, to me, is missed opportunity. I think without having a Nintendo 64 Classic out this holiday season, Sony was poised to be able to really hit a home run, and it was a swing and a miss. The good thing about this, I look at the Sony PlayStation Classic very similar to back in some of the earlier days of smartphones, the Palm Pre. You're like, what the hell is a Palm Pre? So Palm, who had their Palm OS around the same time Blackberries were very popular, their Palm Pre introduced a new operating system called WebOS. And what made the Palm Pre so great wasn't the official software, it wasn't the official apps, it was people like Jason Robitaille is one of the names I remember still from the WebOS community that made a grassroots concerted effort to make homebrewing for that smartphone, and later on the HP Veer, the Pre 2, and the HP Touchpad. The community really made those good devices. These have already been cracked and hacked where you can add additional games, and we're going to show you how to do that in a future video. And that's the biggest thing. Again, I think the 20 games on here, they're lackluster at best. For me, I mean, looking at what's on here, so just going through one by one. Battle Arena Toshinden, meh. Cool Borders, meh. Destruction Derby, meh. Final Fantasy, that's a hard pass for me. I don't like RPGs. Grand Theft Auto, terrible game. Intelligent Cube, I don't understand it. Jumping Flash, it's okay. Metal Gear Solid, I do actually want to play that more. Mr. Driller, it's fun. Abe's Odyssey, Oddworld, it's okay. Rayman, best game on the system to me. Resident Evil Director's Cut, I thought the early Resident Evil games were not very good. Revelations Persona, an RPG, not a fan of. R4 Ridge Racer Type 4, it's an okay racer. Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, it's fun, probably what I've played the most so far. Siphon Filter, eh. Tekken 3, eh. Rainbow Six, eh. Twisted Metal, eh. Wild Arms, it's an RPG. It's a hard pass. For me at $100, I think Sony really missed the ball on this one. But these are just my opinions. Let me know what you think down below in the comments section. Also, if you have any comments or questions, as always, feel free to email me at rocksolidmail@gmail.com. You can hit me up on Twitter at RockSolidStudios, or we've always got the conversation going over on our Facebook page at facebook.com/RockSolidProductions. You can also go ahead and, if you want to be able to support the channel and get early access to all of our videos, you can do so by visiting our Patreon channel at patreon.com/rocksolid. For as little as $1 a month, $12 a year, you get early access to all of our content, exclusive content, and a whole lot more, just like all of these people that you see on screen right now too. And finally, as well, like I said at the top, if you want to see future videos with this, because we're not done with the PlayStation Classic Edition, we're not done with retro gaming, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way each and every time we do come out with new videos, you are kept informed and up to date. That's kind of how I feel about it right now. I'm disappointed. I want to like it. There's potential, but out of the box, it's quite disappointing. My name's Gary. This has been Rock Solid Productions and our review of the PlayStation Classic Edition. I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you